Today I want to talk about teams. So the question is, have you ever thought about joining a team? Maybe been a part of a team? Was it a good experience, a great experience, or not such a great experience? Teams are all about managing expectations and understanding the role that each person plays. And let's face it, there's some parts of real estate that we're better at than others. I am not the king of paperwork. I'm just not. But I have a great team around me that's amazing with paperwork. Now, trust me, I know what every box means and I know how to fill them in, but I'd rather be out helping people and I'd rather be out in the field doing those type of things. So I have a great team that helps me with all kinds of paperwork and scheduling and logistics, things that they're really good at that not so good at. Now, when you join a team, the number one reason you join a team is for leverage. Maybe all you want to do is show properties and you love working with buyers. That's fantastic. And if there's a way to eliminate all the other things, the marketing, the expenses, all the MLS stuff and inputting listings and whatever you can think of, that might be a reason to be part of a team. What it doesn't mean is that you're going to have a large say in things. You give up a piece of yourself, so to speak, personally when you join a team because you're under the team name. If you were on a football team, you would have to probably abide by some team rules and do what the head coach said, and you'd be a position player on that team, and you would play the position that's best suited for you based on what your expectations are as well as what your coach thinks. It's not a lot different in real estate. We look for people on teams that enjoy working on just a certain aspect of the business, and they're really good at it, and they specialize, and it makes for an amazing experience in most cases. Now, if your expectation is to go it alone, fantastic. If you want to build a team, and this is where it gets a little tricky, you have to work on the leadership piece, and that takes a long time to learn for some of us, like this guy. It takes a while to sink in. We are very driven to sell things, and we think that nobody can do it as good as we can. The fact is, a lot of people can do it just as good as we can. But whether it's ego or determination or grit or some of, all of it, the fact is there's a lot of people really good at this business. And if we're going to be running a team and in leadership, then we have to grow that leadership piece as well to create an environment that attracts people that want to work with you. Otherwise, you're going to be running the mill of hire, fire, hire, fire. And let's face it, sometimes the help isn't the problem. Sometimes the boss is the problem. So which side of the table are you on? Are you the person that's really working towards a goal and helping others succeed? I love succeeding through others. It's my passion to help, teach, train, coach, and mentor. But I'm here to tell you, I don't always get it right. And sometimes I get it epically wrong, I guess is the word. And that's where the growth piece comes in. So if you're thinking of starting a team, a little humility would go a long way. Putting your team ahead of you in a lot of interests, especially financially. There's plenty of times where the team members might make more than the ownership group as they continue to build and grow the team. A lot of time and investment to go with that. If you're thinking of growing a team, is that the sort of investment that you want to make? I have met a number of agents that thought what they wanted was a really, really big team. And once they got there, they realized they were happier and sold a lot more on their own. And by the way, were probably a lot more profitable. By doing it that way, it just had them working 6, 7 days a week, day and night. And at some point, you're trading your time for your dollars. And you have to find your sweet spot of happiness. Having the biggest team has not, in many cases, provided the most happiness for the agents, the team members, or the owner of that team. And so finding your happy medium and your happy place is what is most important. So if your goal is 10, 50, 100, 500 transactions, no matter what it is, there has to be a profitability to keep the team going, and there has to be a happiness and a cohesion among everybody else. Starting with culture, for us, has been the number one strategy. And when we find people that love working together and helping others, everything gets a little bit easier. I can probably go on for 2.5 hours about this and not scratch the surface on teams. But if you're thinking of starting a team or joining a team, there's a lot of resources out there. It's never as good as it looks. It's never as hard as it looks. And finding the right fit would make all the difference in the world. There's a story about a couple of old quarterbacks. One was on the Steelers and one was on the 49ers. You might have heard of Terry Bradshaw and Joe Montana. And what they pointed out was their coaches were Chuck Noll on the Steelers for Terry Bradshaw and Bill Walsh for Joe Montana on the 49ers. And what the hypothesis was is that each quarterback won a lot of Super Bowls with that coach, and it was a perfect fit. But they also pointed out that if they took the one quarterback and swapped it with the other coach, in other words, putting Terry Bradshaw with Bill Walsh or Joe Montana with Chuck Noll, those personalities might not have meshed. And instead of winning a multitude of Super Bowls, they might have won nothing. So having the right team members, the right coach, the right quarterback, the right training, the right mentors, it all enters into the overall success long-term for that team. So think about the people that you want to work with, or maybe you just want to continue to work solo. There really isn't a right or wrong. It's whatever helps you be happiest and provide the business outcome that you want. At the end of the day, we're all in this business to help our clients. And I often say, if it's not good for our clients, how could it possibly be good for us? If you have more questions about team or want to talk more about it, I'm wide open to talk about it. This is Ron Wysokarski for Real Estate in a Nutshell.